Hey everyone, Sweet Sanity here for some more poetry. The first one's called Safe. I wish there had been a gay straight alliance at my primary school. Heck, even at my high school. I wish there was a space where I could go and feel safe back then, because I would have embraced the safety offered. Coming from a small town, I kept my secret close to me, clutched against my chest. My chest, where my heart would flutter and I saw certain girls and certain boys. My breath held as I admired beauty. Going to the Women's Center at the university helped me to come out to my close friends. It wasn't until I was moved 747 kilometers away from home that I felt safe. Safe to be my true self. My first girlfriend lived in Ottawa. I met her at Minwashin Lodge, an Indigenous women's support center. I would go there for ceremonies and teachings. One of the grandmothers was Two-Spirit. She inspired me to embrace my own two-spiritedness, which I did, but after a while I started to feel homesick. When I drove west on the highway going home, I thought about how I should come out to my parents. My mom, like always, was cool with it. My dad said it's just going through a phase. I think I've proven him wrong by now. Now, living 37 kilometers away from my small hometown, I feel safe. I mean, never 100% safe, but enough to live my life happy with whoever I choose as a partner or partners. Not based on conservative standards, for those standards will choke the life out of you. I don't want to be gasping for air. I want to be breathing in the air and smelling the flowers, holding the hand of someone I love, and they love me because we keep each other safe. This next one is a free flow poetry that I wrote in a workshop with TJ Travis. Free flow, here we go. Cast my mind out to the universe, catching a star, riding a rainbow, see how close I can get to the sun. But my mind says run, run, run. Not sure what I'm running from, only time will tell. My journey brings me to my cousin in ICU. Hugs for her, my aunt and her sisters. Painful tooth calls me home. Or my dog and cat jockey for pets. Animals have the capacity to be jealous, just the same with humans. We're all humanary stew, according to Alice. Why do we treat each other with so much malice? I have no time for that. I want to hug everyone, because hugs are healing. We all have our traumas. Some come out intact, others don't. So I'll hug those in most need, our veterans, people who are transient, people living with mental health issues, or living with chronic pain, or any kind of disability, people who are addicted to substances, people in conflict with the law, victims of violence, are sick and dying, and people of every color from every country. When my hugging is done some distant time in the future, I will stop and hug me and ask me how I'm doing. Tell me that I love me. This next one is going to be a 3-part poem, but written with gaps of years between. So this is from years past, part 1. And I wrote a book of poems that I saved from the years of 1986 to 1993 that was from age 13 to age 20. Back then I wrote a lot of poetry. It seemed it was the only way to feel comfortable expressing myself. It was a safe way to vent or wonder or suggest for me. I still feel most comfortable expressing myself in writing, and that's why this poem is one of 3 parts. The themes of my 13th year were sadness, anger, and love. See, I professed my love for many boys. As for me, they thought nothing of. It was at that age I realized it could be fun to shock people anywhere. So I would do the strangest things in high school, and I didn't care. I didn't care if people made fun of me. In fact, I thrived on it. I just acted like I didn't give a shit. But I did. I really did. As fun it was to be weird, I sometimes wanted to be normal me, just to find out what being normal could be. But no, the mold was broken after me, and sometimes I wanted to cry, until I met my one true ally, Barbara, the freckles and cute smile. For her, I would have gone any mile. We became friends fast and through, and on weekends, we knew what we would do. Stay up late watching scary movies, well, scary for Barb, most not for me. The themes of my 14th year were daydreaming and comedy, but when I looked in the mirror, only one lonely tear did I see, trailing down a flushed cheek glistening in the sun, as I thought I would never find the one. The themes for my 15th year were too many to list, so instead I'll rhyme off the top of my head. Crying for myself at times felt bad but good, and saying goodbye was always hard, especially if I was staying in a graveyard. But sometimes I just felt abandoned and useless, as the shadows consumed me as I became ruthless. Reading my words, so now I sit and weep all day in the land of shadows where I must stay. A period of intense anger where I wanted to lash out, making me want to scream and shout. But during that time, I turned my hate inward, ended up at the Hotel Dieu psych ward. I was too young to stay on the ward floor, so I was housed with the sick kids. I remember hearing my roommate fighting for breath while I thought about bids. Does the kid die, or does she live? And if she does die, I would only say, why not me? Why? Then I went through a very dark period in my 15th year, but I got help and got meds as I walked away from the children's wards beds. I thought, I don't know why, but I wanted to die. And with a smile, I thought, I don't know why, but I don't want to die. And with a smile, I wiped the tears from my face, running head on into 16 like it was some kind of race. Themes to my 16th year, the biggest highlight was my first time. My imagination and my love of horror, and my love for Barb because I was an adorer. Then came my unrequited love for my other best friend, Glenn. We knew each other since we were 10. We always had the best time, no matter the weather, and I always hoped we would get together. But alas, that was not meant to be. Then I looked to society, wondering if there was any sign for me about my purpose the universe had for me. But at the same time, I thought to live is to die, and to laugh is to cry, and to love is to be used and thrown away. That's all the poems for today, everybody. Have a great day.